Welcome everybody to Rank Talks Ball. You asked for it, and I've come here to deliver with yet another World Cup watch along, this time between two European nations, something that I usually wouldn't do because obviously you know that I like to focus my channel, especially on the Argentinian national team and Argentinian football, but also South America. But we're here to react to a European game, full European game, but it's because we have two contenders for the tournament. I know that most people would consider Croatia more of a dark horse, but you cannot deny that, well, Croatia have finished in the top three of the last two World Cups, and they still have fantastic players, while Portugal came here as potentially one of the favorites as well. And yeah, now they have to go up against each other as early as the round of 32 because of how the bracket played out, because the two of them have finished second in their group, both of them showing some inconsistencies but managing to pull through in both of their respective group stages, and now coming here face to face. And Chad, I have to be honest because I'm nervous and I don't even have a horse in this race, because of the storylines mounting on this game, and you saw it in the thumbnail. Of course, I had to talk about them. Cristiano Ronaldo against Luka Modric. One of them is going out tonight, and it's very likely that it's their last World Cup game if they are eliminated. You know, you have everything because not only are they the biggest names in their teams, the captains of their teams, they've been teammates at Real Madrid. They won so many trophies together. Um, but also, yeah, that possible retirement for one of them looming over them, and it's all depending on this game played in Toronto, Canada, of all places. And yeah, I mean, I'm nervous for it because we are gonna witness history one way or the other tonight, and yeah, I don't really know how to feel about it. It's kind of crazy. But shout out to everybody here in the chat. Alex, thank you so much for joining. Brian, Alexander as well. Yeah, no, I didn't know either up until last night where I did the watch along for Ecuador, Mexico, and I kind of got the idea because I was toying with the idea of making a watch along for this game, and I asked the chat in a poll last night during that game if they wanted me to do it, and the overwhelming majority said that they wanted me to be here, and so that's why we're here. Albert, until the very end, I mean, your boy has to show up. Your boy has to step up on this one. I know that you also, I imagine you have some kind of allegiance with Croatia and Modric as well, but I imagine that obviously Albert is going to be supporting CR7 and Portugal on this one. Uh, Fully respect that. And I think it will be a major loss for the World Cup no matter who goes out. Like the fact that we had this matchup this early into the tournament is kind of tragic up on itself. What are your thoughts on some people making comments about FIFA purposely making the Portugal having a harder bracket than Argentina? Well, that it's really stupid because Argentina finished first in their group and Portugal finished second. If Portugal had finished first in their group, they would be playing Ghana now, and then the winner of Switzerland or Algeria. They'd be on the same side of the bracket as Argentina had they topped their group. So, like, the only reason why Portugal's bracket is harder is because they came second in their group. Had they beaten Colombia or beaten DR Congo, because had they beat DR Congo, they would have had a better goal difference than Colombia too. So a draw would have been enough for them. So because they drew both of those games, they finished second in their group, and now they have this tough road potentially to the final, because the winner of this game is also going to be playing Spain, who thrashed Austria 3-0 today and finally look like the favorites for the tournament that we expected them to be at the start. I mean, Cape Verde did really well in the three group stage games that they had. They haven't won, but they also haven't lost. And they got draws again against Spain and Uruguay, and also Saudi Arabia, but especially Spain and Uruguay, considering that they are two World Cup winners, and especially Spain are called to be one of the favorites for the tournament. And I know that Spain have started their campaign pretty slow, and only now against Austria they've shown what they're capable of. But in that game against Spain, Cabo Verde looked incredibly organized defensively. They had a very structured setup. didn't allow Spain to create that many quality chances, and the ones that they did create were stopped by Bociña. So Cabo Verde has looked amazing defensively. Going forward, there are still some question marks because the only two goals that they've scored, I think that are more on Muslera and Uruguay's defense than on them. But they still have some quick players. They still can go on the offense when the situation allows it. But for the most part, they are just a very organized and defensive team. So it's not going to be easy for Argentina tomorrow going up against Cabo Verde. We are obviously doing a watch along for that as well. You're going to have it here. And yeah, for now, we are just sticking to this side of the bracket to see who's going to play against Spain in the round of 16. Let's quickly go over the lineups right here because there are a few bold calls on both sides of the equation. As always, as I'm switching to the browser, it's nothing is going to appear, but let me just switch this over here and also turn on my camera again. There we go. So on the side of Portugal, Diogo Costa in goal. The back four with Nuno Mendes, Veiga, Ruben Diaz, and Joao Cancelo. The double pivot with Vitinha and Joao Neves. Bruno Fernandes in that kind of cam role with Rafael Leao on the left, Pedro Neto on the right, and Cristiano Ronaldo as the striker. So what are the surprises here? Well, we have Leao and Neto on the wings. That's the main thing because we saw how effective Joao Felix looked in that game against Uzbekistan when he got the chance to play. I know that Leao has provided a lot for Portugal in recent times, so I guess that Roberto Martinez kind of prioritizing that. And also Pedro Neto starting ahead of somebody like Bernardo Silva, who hasn't really looked that fit, but is always somebody who can provide a lot with his quality. So a few bold calls, but not necessarily bad ones on the side of Roberto Martinez. On the side of Croatia, though, I need to ask you guys, how are we feeling about Ivan Perisic as a left back? At his age, right? Considering especially that besides Livakovic in goal and you have the back four with Stanisic, Šutalo, Pongradic, and Perisic. There's no Vardiol, no Josko Vardiol on this back four. No Vuskovic either, who looked really good in that first game against England until the second half hit. Pongracic is somebody who I did not expect to see in this lineup. Like, surely I thought that was going to be Vuskovic and then Vardiol as the left back. Instead, you have Pongracic and then you have Perisic as the left back, which is just shocking to me. And I guess it's a very bold and offensive call by Zlatko Dalic. But yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about it. The midfield, the same thing that they showed against Ghana with Modric and Kovacic still sharing that double pivot with Suchik a bit more open. The wings with Vlasic and Baturina and their striker Budimir, who I think, despite what that other guy Musa showed in the starting game against England, I think that Budimir is 100% the right call based on his form for Osasuna in Spain. He's the best striker that Croatia has at the moment. So I think that midfield going forward, like, you can make an argument for Pasalic, but I honestly think that this is the best midfield and attack that Croatia can field. It's just this defense. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't play Vuskovic and Vardiol. If you do that, I feel like this lineup is perfect. And then you have somebody like Perisic who you can bring off the bench. But I really think that Zlatko Dalic just really wants to play with Baturina and Perisic together on the left side and with Perisic doing overlapping runs. But that leaves you really exposed to somebody like Pedro Neto running on that side. So I don't know. And I don't know why, if you're going to have Perisic running forward, you wouldn't have somebody like Vardiol instead of Pongracic. And when Perisic is pushing forward, you kind of have like a back three, kind of. But that's not what Zlatko Dalic is going for. And I think it's questionable at best. But who knows? Maybe he's a genius. What do I know? And he's certainly proven with the Croatian national team that he knows what he's doing. So I guess we should trust him with that. My camera is freezing every time I come back into the scene. But yeah. Perisic in 2026 and not Guardiola. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, rip Diogo Jota. They were showing his picture during the Portugal national anthem. I don't know. I believe this is something that they've been doing for every game that Portugal is playing. Obviously, tragic. Diogo Jota, former Liverpool player, and somebody who, had it not been for his tragic death, would have most likely been in this squad for Portugal as well. Yeah, there is a massive crowd because from what I heard, there is a massive Portuguese diaspora in the province of Ontario in Canada. So, like, basically, the entirety of Toronto is going to be rooting for Portugal on this one. Many people from there finally getting to watch the national team of their motherland. Obviously, there are a few Croats here and there, but I think that 90% of the stadium is Portugal today. And the neutrals are most likely there for Cristiano Ronaldo too. So, like, yeah, Portugal needs a DM. Who would that DM even be? I think that you kind of have to work with this if you're Roberto Martinez. Try to figure out a way to make Vitinha, João Neves, and Bruno Fernandes work, which so far they haven't really done, honestly. I feel like Leao and Pedro Neto are likely those guys who just kind of have a bucket on their head and just sprint forward without really looking to their sides. But I could be wrong. They could be cooking. I don't know. We'll have to see. So let's see. Who do you think will win, Chad? Will it be Sui or will it be MN10? All I know is it's about to get crazy out here. Like, still insane that these two have to go up against each other this early, but it's kind of what they get for not topping their respective groups. Because as well with this lineup, Slatko Dalic kind of doesn't have a lot of difference makers off the bench. Like you have somebody like Kramaric, Pasalic, Peter Musa, and not much else, honestly. Well, Roberto Martinez can bring a Joao Felix or a Gonzalo Ramos or a Bernardo Silva, like we talked about, a Consensao. Definitely a lot more options on the side of the Portuguese manager, I think, personally. No, I don't think Croatia winning is a crazy prediction with how Portugal has been looking and with how Croatia has been over the last World Cups. Whenever they get to the knockout stages, they seem to be different and they cause problems to everybody as we are underway here in Toronto. I have my scoreboard with Portugal in red and Croatia in white. In reality, Portugal is playing in their away jersey, which is like greenish with things with black, and Croatia is also playing on their away kit, which is full blue. So my scoreboard is absolutely wrong, but I wasn't going to check that they were both playing with their away kits. That would have been too confusing. But I agree, Alex. Like I think that Croatia is definitely one of the teams that can defeat Portugal if they are not on their A game. Hello, Patrick. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, we we talked about this like last night too. Like I don't usually do watch-alongs that don't involve the South American teams, um, but I wanted to make an exception just because of the football legends that are playing in this game, and one of them potentially bowing out of the tournament and bowing out of international football as a whole, especially with the recent rumors that were given out by Cristiano Ronaldo's sister too. Hello, Mats. Thank you so much for joining too. 2-1 to Portugal is the prediction by an English view on Porto. Yep, World Cup Croatia is just different. Can never rule out this team. But we'll have to see like how this Perisic left back in 2026 is going to work out for Zlatko Dalic. Both Ronaldo and Modric and mobility scooters. That's crazy. I mean, they have a combined age of 81. The chat seems to be majorly in favor of Portugal on this one. We did see one Croatia shout during the votes. But yeah, I would expect Portugal to be the favorites. But this is Croatia is that team that you can never underestimate, and here they come in the attack on the get-go. Okay, that wasn't the best finish by Budimir, but that was the first shot on target of the evening in Canada. Like we were talking about, good overlapping play between Baturina and Perisic. Lays it to the middle where Budimir is waiting. The shot is not powerful enough to trouble Diogo Costa, but the first approach goes to the Balkan team. Albert just never gets his predictions wrong. He's like a genius. Jim, thank you so much for joining the stream as well. No, don't know how well Portugal will defend against Croatia's headers like Perisic header. That's another question mark. Like, who's gonna win on the set pieces? Who has the upper hand when it comes to the aerial duels? You would expect Portugal to be better in the air, but Croatia has a lot of tall players. Oh, here comes Leao. That's a great pass. Oh, Livakovic. Oh, and the rebound is also cleared away. Oh, that was a massive chance. Who was the one to take the shot? Was it Bruno? I think it was Bruno who had his attempt saved by Livakovic. That was insane. That would have been a very early lead for Portugal as they are delaying the throwing because they must be checking something. Play on, apparently. Yeah, it was Bruno who fired that shot after the layoff from Leao. And Livakovic responds with an amazing save, and then the second shot also gets blocked by the defense. Now Croatia has to play out from the back. Didn't that bounce off the referee? Doesn't seem like it. 3 times in a row have they played in Toronto? That's kind of crazy. And they have a long trip if they make it through, because the next game in the round of 16 against Spain would be in Dallas, in Texas. Which is also the biggest game, the biggest stadium in the tournament, although it's had its capacity reduced by FIFA. Look at that. Just like that, Leao getting past Stanisic on pure pace, laying it off to the middle for Bruno Fernandes. That shot didn't find the bottom corner. It went a lot more down the middle than I initially thought, and that made the save by Livakovic possible, but the reaction times of the Croatian goalkeeper keeping the Balkan team in the game. I think 25 likes is a bit too much to ask for, Alex. I don't know if 25 different people have joined a live stream of mine since the 2024 Copa America final. But I appreciate the effort, and yeah, those who are here, remember to like the stream and subscribe. It helps me a lot. And we are still trying to go for 2,000 subscribers before the end of the World Cup. I think it's difficult, but with your help, it may be possible. Oh, the cross for Bruno cleared away, and Livakovic doesn't want any complications. I think that the sun was kind of obstructing his view, so he didn't want any complications trying to catch the ball. He just punches it away into the corner. We didn't get it, Alex. Don't bait. See, now Alex is rage baiting me. We're on 8 likes. Alright. Leao, after receiving the corner, puts in a cross, cleared away, but it's on the edge of the box. The shot goes over the crossbar by Cancelo. Now it's going to be a goal kick for Croatia, but Portugal already knocking on the door. Dave Street, thank you so much for joining. Greetings from England, despite my history teacher being for Belgrade. I will be supporting the Croats this morning. Good on you, good on you. Okay. I'll trust you, Alex. Surely we can make it work. If people share this stream with their friends, surely we can get enough people to get to 25 likes. But I doubt it. Yeah, Dallas, the same stadium where England defeated Croatia. Ooh, this could be a good counter for Portugal. And Perisic has lost Pedro Neto here. Pedro Neto cuts inside. That's a great cross. Ooh. How did... Was that Ronaldo? Yeah, it was. I thought Cristiano was going to get to that ball. What stopped him from getting there? Because Livakovic had come off his line very poorly, in my opinion. And the cross from Pedro Neto, I think that Cristiano just calculated wrong. He went a bit too far. It was a good cross, but I think that Cristiano jumped a bit too early, and so the ball passed behind him. And Livakovic hadn't come off his line well. That was a clear chance for Portugal if he managed to get a header onto it. Oh, Stanisic dribbling his way past the press. Let's see what Croatia can create here. Perisic already appearing on the left side. But where's Baturina? Baturina nowhere to be seen. More appearing on the... next to Woodymer. I mean, that's bound to happen, Albert. Even before the end of the group, I booked my Monday shift off because in Mexico versus England kicks off at 1 a.m. here, worth staying up for, definitely. Like, that's another game I want to make a watch along for, despite having no South Americans, as the header from Budimir goes over the crossbar. Because Mexico versus England is just a game that screams World Cup. It has so much going on behind it. It's gonna be amazing. Nuno Gomez in the stands, yep. Daddy, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the stream. Again, ever since YouTube introduced the autocorrect feature, I've been known as color. Maybe the referee will be South American. We don't know the referee for that game yet, right? Could you imagine if it's Sampaio? I swear, if it's Wilton Sampaio again, he's been having a disastrous World Cup so far. And I don't think the English would appreciate him being there. Might have to break my rule of not watching television or live stream from 12 a.m. to watch Mexico. Yeah. I worry for England. I think it's going to be a close game, but I don't know if you necessarily have to worry for England. They definitely gave worrying signs in their game against DR Congo until Kane stepped up. It was looking a bit doomed for them. But I think that England is one of those teams that can potentially grow into the tournament. And Mexico hasn't played a team like England in the tournament so far. I still think that it's going to be a close game, especially with the home advantage. But one would expect England to win. All right, free kick for Portugal. And you know that Cristiano is lining up for that. Although we saw previously in this tournament Cristiano being used as a dummy for somebody like Nuno Mendes. Although from this angle, I think that this 100% is Cristiano trying to go over the crossbar on the near post, trying to beat Livakovic. So yeah, 12 minutes in, Cristiano with the free kick hits the wall. Well, you win some, you lose some, right? Tari, chill, chill. You miss all the shots you don't take, right? Oh, that guy lost his nuts right there. Yeah, that was the number 3, this guy, Pongracic. Got, got his nuts smashed by Ronaldo. Free kicks are hard. Oh yeah, the free kicks are hard unless you're Messi. Yeah, Mexico have not conceded a goal, but they haven't gone up against a striker like Kane or an attack like England's. Leo with the cross, that's a bit too long, but Pedro Neto is still gonna try. Okay, yeah, that's a foul for Croatia. Do you remember the context of that emoji, Albert? One of the best streams in the history of this channel, by far. Ooh, Livakovic kind of playing with fire there, but Croatia managed to escape the press for now. Is it me, Taddy, or it feels like Ronaldo is just trying to go full power for every free kick, disregarding direction? That stream, Albert, was the 2024 Copa America group stage game between Mexico and Venezuela. And the moment of me laughing like crazy is when Mexico missed their penalty. I was also already pretty tipsy from all the red wine I had that night. Who has a better emoji, you or Titan Titan is just a content machine with his face expressions. Oh yeah, Tari, that's the one where Lamb was the only one on the wall, right? And he managed to hit him. The more I let this poll run, the more people are voting Croatia. Like Portugal is still in the lead, but a few minutes ago it was 83% and now it's 60. Yeah, Livakovic definitely is struggling with the sun beaming on his face. Ooh, and the header goes just over the crossbar. Once again, Portugal winning in the air. Renato Vega this time around. Amazing cross by Nuno. And yeah, if Vega gets that on target, nobody was marking him. I think that would have been a goal. Mr. Krabs, thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the stream. What is your opinion of Perisic as left back? I don't like it. I don't like it. Like I would have expected that back four to be Stanisic, um, who was the other guy? Vuskovic, Shutalo, and Vardiol. But instead, you have Pongracic and Perisic. And if Perisic was playing left back, I would have at least expected Vardiol to start ahead of Pongracic. But that is not the case. So that kind of feels like you're leaving yourself exposed on that side as Ruben Diaz picks up the first booking of the evening. But we'll see what Perisic cooks up here for Zlatko Dalic. Yes, Mr. Krabs, we're just talking about that before you joined. That we are most definitely doing a watch along for Mexico England because that's the World Cup game. Like there are very few games that scream World Cup more than Mexico England, in my opinion, especially in the Azteca. Especially in the Azteca. Yeah, I mean, Portugal has looked relatively unconfident and inconsistent this tournament, Alex. I agree. The only convincing game they had in the group stage was against Uzbekistan. After that, DR Congo troubled them a lot. It was a deserved draw. They couldn't finish their chances, and Colombia should have honestly beaten them. So it was not a good look from Portugal relative to the expectations we had. Yeah, I would have put like if you still want to have that left wing with Vaturina and Perisic doing overlaps, I would have put Vardiol as the left center back so you can go into a back three when Perisic is pushing forward. But instead you have Pongracic, which just seems odd. Oh, you're right. If we get Spain and Croatia again, that kind of feels like a sleeper game. Like for entertainment value, it would be better if we got Spain Portugal. Yeah, the last time England was at the Azteca was the Argentina um, England game, quarterfinals 1986 with the two goals by Maradona, 21st of June 1986. Spain will 3-0 Croatia again. With the way they played today against Austria, I think that's possible. I do think Croatia are slightly better than Austria though. Yeah, definitely. Mexico don't have anybody even remotely close to Maradona on their squad. Julian Quiñones has been cooking though. Albert, they're just slow grilling this one, you know? The best steak is not the one that you flip flop, it's the one that is slowly cooked on the grill. Okay, but maybe if you did do that long pass for Rafael and you straight up missed your target, that is not a good look either. Jimenez is a threat, yeah. Raul Jimenez has looked incredible too. That goal that he scored, that second goal against Ecuador, was class. No, I do think that Mexico is going to make it difficult for England. And I don't rule out Mexico winning that game even. But England should be the favorites if we're being honest. We will, like, as soon as the World Cup ends, um, we're back on regular schedule for the channel. And at the start of August, we have the return of the Copa Libertadores, sadly, with no more Boca because we are a total incompetent mess. But it is what it is. Adam, thank you so much for joining again. Welcome back. Okay, Pedro, you have to put in that cross, my man. There's nothing else to do. Don't put in that cross. That cross is horrible. Modric just clears it away. Look at the way Modric was sprinting at that ball. Unk still got it. Alex, who was the guy who you used to beef with 2 years ago on my streams? I don't think I've seen him again either. I feel like you two kind of disappeared after the Copa America, where basically I didn't do any live streams after the Copa America. Besides, what did I do? I did the Olympics with Argentina, France, and then I did well a few qualifier games for Argentina and the Super Clásicos with Boca River. Could not tell you fair. Yeah, I forgot it. I forgot as well. Oh, Tari, you're on the hydration break already? I have not gotten there yet, although it's due time very soon. They're both waiting to trigger their domain expansion. What would domain expansion look like for Croatia? Nuno Mendes with the cross cleared away by Shutalo, just barely. It was actually Pongracic. Oh, you're not watching the match. Oh, you're just talking about the hydration breaks, and it just so happened to be on time for one, although the ref still hasn't called for it. Domain expansion, checkered vision. What does that even do? I see squares everywhere. Ah. Nuno Mendes with another cross. Again, Portugal seem to be dominating on the air duels, as now we're going to have the hydration break. Mads, the problem is that, you know what, never mind. Okay, so not much has happened in this first half. I think that Portugal have had the better chances, especially that Bruno chance that was saved by Livakovic. If Bruno manages to square it more to the post, that's probably a goal for Portugal. We basically have not seen much from Cristiano so far. He had that one chance where he was too early to the header to meet Pedro Neto's cross. That could have been a goal. But it's not like we've seen much on the offense for Croatia either. They had the first opportunity with Budimir, but after that, it's kind of been a nothing game. Croatia will be pleased that they have not conceded. Who do you guys have on penalties? Diogo Costa or Livakovic? That's a difficult call, I think. Croatia are still yet to be beaten on penalties at the World Cup. If you had to change or add one rule, what would it be? I've said this so many times. You need to stop the clock when the ball goes out of play. I think there is no justification for it to be the way that it is currently. You literally solved every time wasting incident in the history of the sport. Like FIFA has been adding so many rules to try and prevent players from time wasting. And yet you still have the clock running during the hydration break and every time that the ball goes out of play, which kind of incentivizes people to still find ways around the system to time waste. If you stop the clock every time the ball goes out of play, like in literally almost every other sport in the history of mankind, time wasting is out the window because there simply isn't time to waste. And then I would have two halves of 30 minutes, and I would have it that whenever time ends, the game doesn't end until the ball goes out of play. Kind of like rugby. So the team that is winning will do their best to just boot the ball away. Corners don't count. Like if you boot it away for a corner, you have to play the corner. But if it goes away for a throw in, then the game ends, for example, or a goal kick. So the team that is winning is trying to put the ball away to end the game, while the other one is trying to keep it in play to try and find an equalizer, right? Or something like that. So those are the changes I would implement to how the clock works. Is it really shocking, Patrick, at 41? I think it's your time. Ooh, Baturina trying to push forward here. That shot gets blocked, but here comes the cross by Perisic. Takes a deflection. Okay. One approach by Croatia again. Oh, you run your company's fantasy football league? That's great. Yeah, but Mr. Krabs, class is permanent. Nothing you can do about that with Luka. Still showing he's got it. Modric is kind of looking around trying to find a teammate, but nobody is showing. That is a good long pass. Let's see what Vlasic can do here. Vlasic dribbling past the keeper. No, is it really offside? That didn't feel like it was offside for Vlasic. Let me see it again. Okay, yeah, it's definitely offside. Never mind. Oh, Pirlo on her on his latest years was wonderful. It's insane how he seemed to get better the older he was. Ooh, Cancelo with the cross. Ooh! And nobody is able to catch that. Bruno was trying to appeal for a penalty, I think. But the cross from Cancelo almost tapped in by either Bruno or Cristiano. Nobody gets to it, and it's out for a goal kick instead. No, that is not a push on Bruno. No, no, no. I'm not one to recommend going to the USA, but I do think that every country deserves a chance, regardless of who is in power. Spain versus Argentina is the final that I had in my predictions, and I do think it would be one with the most narratives, besides Argentina Portugal, potentially. Could you imagine kiss cams at the World Cup? We're not far from it, to be fair. I wouldn't be shocked. I'm actually, now that you mention it, I'm surprised that they haven't done that. Why didn't they do that? The lookalikes would bang. Honestly, the lookalikes cam would be amazing at the World Cup because so many people go dressed up as something at the stadiums. Texas would be one of the places I'm honestly the least interested on visiting. Although I kind of want to go to Dallas. Dallas is a place I want to visit, but besides that, I don't know what I would do in Texas. To be fair, it's also like one of those deep red states that it makes me slightly uncomfortable. People just flicking off the camera. I mean, but Mats, you can find Tex-Mex in any place of the US. Honestly, like I went to flipping Dayton, Ohio, and we went to a Tex-Mex restaurant, and it was like a proper restaurant with a grill and everything, and it was really good. But I don't know if I could have been further away from Texas at that point. Oh, Bruno with the cross. Oh, he cleared away by Livakovic's ball still in play. Goes out for a corner, says the ref, although everybody in Croatia is asking for a goal kick. But Livakovic once again keeping Croatia in this one. That cross by Nuno Mendes turning almost into a shot on target. It was actually Bruno. Who the hell is Kaka from Portugal? Exactly. Like, I don't know if what I'm gonna say is like problematic or anything, but I feel like you can go anywhere in the US and find whatever food you're looking for. I don't know if there you have to go to a specific place for a specific food. Oh, Leao with a shot from distance blocked by the defense. If it's France Argentina again, like I said, as long as Argentina are in the final, sign me up for anything against anybody. I don't care. But if it's France Argentina again, like, I mean, it would be an amazing game. I cannot deny that, but I feel like having a repeat final would be kind of underwhelming. It will be like really none of the other guys have improved enough to challenge these two. Oh yeah, that's a foul by Neto. To get the best out of the US for food, you have to go out of the cities. Yeah, honestly, that sounds very true. All right, 10 minutes left to go on this first half, plus whatever stoppage time the ref decides to add. Portugal has looked like the better team ever so slightly. It's not like Croatia are completely out of it, and here they come. That is a bad pass. Croatia's decision making in the final third or trying to concrete a counter attack has not been very good, and they don't keep the ball for long. Portugal have looked better, but besides that Bruno chance and a few set pieces, they haven't created any quality chances either. Look how back Bruno has to go to collect the ball. Now he's back in the camp position, but there's no way for the ball to get to Bruno if he doesn't drop deep. That is worrying signs for Portugal. There's also like kind of no movement of the ball. And you know, this is where Ronaldo fans blame João Neves, Vitinha, and Bruno for having no movement of the ball or for forgetting how to play football when they're wearing the Portugal jersey. But this is on Roberto Martinez. This is on that bomb of a coach. Okay, Ronaldo pivoting back. That's a foul. That's gonna be a free kick for Portugal, and that is most likely gonna be a cross into the box once again. And so far, Portugal have looked like the one to win in the air most of the times. One of the topics we were talking about before. Yeah, clear foul by Sucic on Bruno. Okay, that is an easy catch for Livakovic. Good ball by Shutalo. Can Croatia make something happen out of this? Nope. Nuno Mendes is just too good, man. Nuno Mendes is insane. I don't think there's anybody close to him on his position, honestly. Like I cannot even think who is the second best left back in the world. Kukureya, maybe, right? Has to be. Oh, Anthony Robinson, of course. How could I forget? Unironically, though, Anthony Robinson has a shout to be in the top 10. Fullback is not the hardest position to excel in right now. The problem with Albert is that I have no idea when he's being serious and when he's capping. What is the football equivalent to Sandstorm on Raikou? What has been like the weirdest coaching decision you've seen? What is like one lineup where you've looked at it and you said that player doesn't go there? And not like a substitution due to the circumstances of a game or something. Like I'm talking starting 11. Yeah, Liverpool was looking at Robinson, I believe, for a long time to find a Robertson replacement. Danilo in midfield. Hmm. Sampaoli setting up Argentina's midfield versus Croatia. I think Sampaoli was worse against France with Messi as a false nine, with Pavon and Di Maria on the wings. I think the setup against France was even worse. That would be a good example of Sandstorm on Raikou, maybe. Um, Dybala did play wingback at some point during that game. I don't remember if he was in the starting 11. I do remember that it was a back three with Tagliafico and then Acuna was left wingback. And the other side was Salvio. So no, I don't think Dybala started that game. He definitely came onto it. So yeah, I mean, Sampaoli definitely did some weird shit. Still cannot believe that Lo Celso didn't play a single minute at World Cup. Kane on corners at Euro 2016. Mats, you found it. That is Sandstorm on Raikou. That is exactly Sandstorm on Raikou. Kane on corners at Euro 2016. Oh, Perisic just got absolutely bodied by Cancelo. But you wouldn't expect, Albert, you wouldn't expect Roy Hodgson to be experimental and hipster. Roy Hodgson to be a hipster. Ain't no way. Why is Ronaldo dropping so deep? What is he doing? Havertz a striker. I've said this before. The box is made for big men, not for twinks. Twink fanboys can stay at home. They don't belong in the box. The box is for big strikers. Bring back traditional number 9s. All right, Alex. See you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh, that is good combination play from Portugal, but gets denied by Shutalo. And that's a foul. Chris, thank you so much for joining the Ballers, becoming a member of the channel. You totally didn't have to do that. Still appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining the stream as well. Nah, don't be mad at yourself. I honestly stopped promoting the memberships like a long time ago. This year, actually. Anshu, thank you so much for joining. By the way, does anyone really think that this Croatia has a chance? Not a chance to win the World Cup, but I think that they are a team that you cannot disregard considering what they've done at the previous two World Cups. And you can definitely say that this Croatia team is not as good as the one in 2018, definitely, and not as good as the 2022 one. But you still have like this new. I think that Bardiol has grown into his game, although he's looked shaky this World Cup. I think that players like Vlasic, Budimir, um, Maturina, and this other guy, um, well, what I mean is that Sucic, especially, I think that those are players that have increased the versatility of this Croatia side and have added some much needed youth to an overall aging squad. Yeah, exactly. We're not disregarding Croatia again, especially not with Portugal not looking that convincing. Yeah, Ronaldo is getting a bit too desperate that he's not getting the ball. Like, I don't think that Ronaldo should be dropping deep. Bro, like, we don't care if by the end of the game you have 10 touches. Like, as long as one of those touches is the ball going into the damn fish net, that's all you need. So, yeah, he's going back into the box. Leo, is he gonna put in a cross? He's marked by two Croatians, and he's gonna get dispossessed for it. Can Vlasic go in the counter attack? No, he cannot. Croatia cannot create anything. Croatia have done nothing offensively this game. Is it a foul yellow for Sucic? No, Sucic is just gonna get talked by the referee. But yeah, that is the second foul that Sucic has done that it has been like completely unnecessary. Mr. Krabs, the more that I thought about Balogan's red card, oh, that is a good cross by Neto. Is that no? How do you hit it that badly? Rafa! Rafa, my boy! What is that volley? Surely not. Ain't no way. All alone, all the time in the world to think that one out. Oh my, that is horrendous. I mean, that is a difficult one to hit. Like, if you score that, it's an absolute screamer, but Surely you can get it much closer to the target than that. As I was saying, the more I thought about the Balogun red card, the more arguments I see for it being a red card. I still think that it's harsh. Still think that it's a harsh red card. I swear, everything looks 100% worse on slow motion, and football is not played on slow motion. Balogun never sees the other guy coming behind him, and his foot has to land somewhere. The problem is that he endangers the integrity of the Bosnian player. Like that ankle completely twisted, and at that point, it's like once you see that, it's like you kind of have to give the red card, but I don't agree with that logic, honestly. I mean, when Kane stayed in the box, England turned the game around against Congo. Not saying that he is not an amazing playmaker, but what England need is a striker, not a playmaker. Both Brazilian referees, Klaus and Sampaio, have been awful. And they are also awful in the Copa Libertadores, so I'm not surprised whatsoever. I'm surprised by referees like Valenzuela being competent in the World Cup, and the Argentinian referees as well. Like Falcon Perez, Herrera, Tejo being competent at the World Cup is kind of crazy to me seeing what they do usually for in the Argentinian league. But Sampaio and Klaus, we know how awful they are in the Libertadores and the Brazilian league, and they are still awful at the World Cup. Rank, how do you feel about Ruben Neves at CV? That feels really troll, but I'm sure it wouldn't be the craziest thing Roberto Martinez has done. I don't I don't think it has anything to do with Portuguese speaking referees being bad. I think that I don't know, like how many good referees are out there, honestly. Not that many, right? I think that's harsh because referees make like 9 calls correct and one wrong, and we will always remember the call that's wrong, right? It is what it is. As the ref blows his whistle for halftime, after almost 50 minutes of football, it's still nil-nil between Portugal and Croatia. Americans absolutely molding that nobody has scored yet, although this game is played in Toronto. But the drama continues. Croatia didn't do much of anything in that first half. Portugal looked better, but don't have anything to show for it at halftime. And they're going to be frustrated by that because that has been the story of Portugal this tournament, where it doesn't matter how much output they put into something, it doesn't seem to be enough. I need an inspiring locker talk. Somebody needs to throw the water bottle, FM style. Do you think Roberto Martinez is capable of throwing the water bottle? All right, let's take a look here to the stats over here. As you can see, the momentum chart, which is one of my favorite graphs that Furmo and now the World Cup has introduced heavily in Portugal's side. As you can see, almost 69% possession. Very nice for Portugal, but what does it do if you cannot score? Obviously, in the expected goals department, almost won, which should tell you that they should have scored a goal out of the 9 shots that they took. But that means that on average, every shot that they have taken equals to zero point 0.1 xg, which is like not really quality chances. I think that the Bruno shot has to be like the biggest xg chance Yeah, 0.29 on that Bruno chance. That was the best opportunity that Portugal had. And after that, like every single shot must have been like very low. I mean, this header by Vega that went over the crossbar was also a bit of a clear chance. The rebound by Bruno was actually higher XG than the original shot. This is like, as you can see, 4 minutes is just the rebound. So Bruno wasted almost 60% XG, actually more than 60% XG on these two shots alone in a single chance. And that is where most of the XG came from, because after that it's like kind of nothing. This is a volley by Liao that went absolutely flying. And yeah, that kind of nothing. Croatia, not really great either. This first chance by Budimir was like by far their best chance. But then it was absolutely nothing. Wow, so Furmov actually considers that 4 big chances for Portugal, and 4 of them missed. Because yeah, you have the initial shot by Bruno, the rebound, you have this header by Vega, and you have this shot from João Neves. All of them considered big chances because they go above 0.1 xg. But then this one by Budimir doesn't get called a clear chance. I still don't understand what's the criteria for big chance, but I would say that definitely this shot by Bruno and the rebound and this header by Vega are big chances. I'm not sure about this Neves shot. So yeah, Portugal definitely better, but not by much, and it's not like they've created much either. One save by Livakovic. Like, of the 9 shots, only one is on target. Like, it's not really much to show for having 70% of the possession. It was kind of crazy that the amounts of uh, shots taken by each team also correlates with their touches on the opposition box. 9 and 9, 3 and 3. Kind of a funny stat. Difference makers. Obviously, if you're Roberto Martinez, you have to be looking at Bernardo Silva. You have to be looking at Francisco Conceição. You have to be looking at Joao Felix. I don't know if it's time for Gonzalo Ramos. I'm gonna be honest. I don't feel like the striker was the issue, although Cristiano barely got anything off the ball, and you can see in his heat map that Ronaldo didn't touch a single ball inside the box. All of the touches that Cristiano had, these 17 touches, was him dropping back to collect the ball, especially here in this area right here. So, like, if you cannot get the ball to Cristiano inside the box, well, there's not much to be done there. This was his only shot. The free kick. Literally, the free kick that hit the wall is his only shot of the game so far. He has not touched the ball inside the box. This to me doesn't scream like, okay, Ronnie missed the header from the cross by Pedro Neto, which was a clear chance if he managed to get a header on it. Besides that, Cristiano is getting no delivery. Where is the delivery? Why is he not getting the ball in the box? Like, clearly something's wrong there. It's not like Budimir has done much either. He touched the ball inside the box twice here in his 2 shots. Besides that, he's playing as a midfielder, sometimes as a left back. Like, it's not working out for Croatia either. What does Modric heat map looks like? This was the one time that he chased the ball back here. He has kind of been all over the place, but only 23 touches for a midfielder, especially one like him where he kind of wants to have the ball as much as possible. Like, look at Kovacic, for example. Kovacic has been all over the place. Even then, it's only 2 more touches than Modric. The midfield has been kind of non-existent for Croatia so far. A bit too over the place, a bit just trying to defend. What has Vitinha been up to? Okay, Vitinha has been everywhere. The most touches, 66. That explains this huge heat map. and the 7.3 rating. But then again, like accurate passes, sure. Do we have forward passes? Passes into final third, 11. Okay. So Vitinha does seem to be trying. Haven't seen much from Bruno. 30 touches, and I mean, Bruno has been appearing as a striker more than Ronaldo here. Neves, kind of the same. A bit overlapping with Vitinha, but trying to be like that auxiliary wheel. Neto, a bit too close to the wing, but not really doing much. Leao, very close to the wing. Most of his touches coming in this area right here, where he likely just passed it back. Sometimes pushing forward, sometimes with the volley. I don't know. This to me is the most damning thing. Like, how does Ronaldo not get the ball inside the box? Chad, like, how does that happen? Surely we're living a simulation, like we're trolling. My stream has provided more entertainment. That should tell you much about this game. Oh, Lucas Leiva. I haven't heard that name in a while. Damn. Portugal's best coach remains Scolari. He was there for 2006, right? You're 2025-26 MVP of the Prem. Albert, no need to be a hater, man. I know you're a hater at heart, but no need to hate. Subbing in Felix, Trincao, and Silva. Bernardo Silva does make most Portuguese fans nervous these days. I do see that. Oh, you can expect what Mexicans did to Ecuador's hotel to be double if they find out where England is staying. Like, Mexicans are putting their life on the line on that game. I mean, if Ronaldo wins this game, can he say that he dunked on LM10 for the first time? In the second half, he will complete the team. Hell yeah. I don't know why my dad was texting me to send him the link to the stream. Like, I don't understand. Like, I know for a fact, or at least I think so, that he is subscribed to my channel. And I've told him many times to activate the notification bell. He doesn't know how to do it. Jim Futbolista says England, even if they win, the altitude and away conditions will exhaust them for the next match, probably Brazil. Um, is that a huge factor? How many days do they have between games? Let me check. Actually, I can check on Furmo. I have it opened here on my browser. So if we go to the knockouts, England play. They have 6 days to rest. 6 days is a lot. From July 5th to July 11th. For example, Argentina has 4 days to rest between its round of 16 and quarterfinal tie. That's actually crazy. That's actually insane. Look at this. Look at this. England, Mexico on July 5th. The winner faces the winner of Norway Brazil on July 11th. If Argentina beat Cape Verde, we would be playing our round of 16 game on July 7th, and we would still have to play our quarterfinal on July 11th. Like, how is this a thing? Also, I don't know if you've seen this. Hold on, let me turn my camera back on again. I don't know if you've seen this, and I don't think it does this for any other nation. But when you put your mouse over Norway, a boat starts rowing. They're rowing their way to the knockouts. That's kind of insane. Like, no, I don't think that no other country does that. Paraguay, France, Canada, Morocco, Spain, USA, Belgium, no, nobody. England, Mexico, Brazil, no. It's just the Norwegians who have their boat rowing to the knockouts. I feel like this boat could take them all the way. Like, honestly, if Norway makes the final, it's gonna be great to watch this boat row all the way here in the graph. When I found that accidentally, like just randomly watching the knockout bracket, my mouse at some point slipped over Norway, and I saw a boat pop up on my screen. I was like, "Wait, what?" That's that's crazy. Like, Furmov never changed. I'm not sponsored by Furmov, but I would love to be. But I think that 6 days is plenty of time for England to rest between round of 16 and quarterfinals. Yeah, Peruvians did the same to the New Zealand team. All right, players are walking out for halftime. That went by pretty quickly. Like, we found some entertainment watching the graphs and the heat maps and whatever. Is it a fair tactic, Albert? I mean, home tax, right? Home advantage. Make the most out of it. I don't know. I don't really trust food mob ratings. I think that food mob ratings put too much emphasis on who touches the ball more and their successive pass, like their successful passes, like their pass accuracy. And I think that you shouldn't get that many points for pass accuracy if you're passing backwards or sideways all of the time. If England Mexico goes to extra time, England will be exhausted. In the game, I agree, but I don't think that will affect them for the quarterfinals should they make it there. All right, so Budimir subbed out for Croatia in favor of Matanovic. Surprising. I mean, Budimir wasn't having a great game, but he wasn't getting any service either. Like, how is Matanovic gonna help? 75 to 81 rated players. Like, are we using FIFA terms to describe the Mexico team now? Do they have any gold cards as the second half is underway here in Toronto? We need to find a winner between Portugal and Croatia, either in the following 45 minutes, or in extra time, or in penalties. This could be a long stream, guys. So far, nobody has found a breakthrough. This could be a chance, though. Here's Leao. Nobody's closing on him. Why didn't Leao take the shot? Why didn't Leao take the shot? Okay, I know I said that we needed to get the ball to Cristiano inside the box. Surely that's an exception. Surely if you are that open, you take the shot instead of trying to square it to Cristiano. That that was insane. Why did he try to pass to Cristiano there? And now, like, the people saying that they don't pass to Cristiano enough. Like, that is a situation where you need to get that shot on target instead of trying to pass it to CR7. Surely not, man. Dude, am I crazy? He was wide open. Nobody was closing in on him yet. Just smash it into the far post. Livakovic can do nothing about it. Dude. Oh, Ronaldo trying with the back heel. It's not successful. Ooh, that could have been really bad from Ruben Diaz. And here comes Croatia on the break. That is a 3-on-3. Ooh, Perisic. Kovacic is squaring it in. Gets cleared away. Croatia still on the ball. Kovacic once again. Matanovic blocked. That could have been really dangerous for Croatia if they managed to finish that chance better. Modric. Perisic still not crossing. Croatia just keep the ball for now in the final third. Now get dispossessed. Like what are these teams doing? That was good press from Croatia. Oh, that pass from Modric was a bit too strong, but they battled, they hustled the ball. Is that a chance? Hits the side netting. Kovacic hits the side netting. For a moment, I thought that had gone in. For a moment, I thought that had gone in from Kovacic. Oh, Matanovic making his first impact. Hustling for the ball. Kovacic runs into the box, tripping his way through. Doesn't manage to prepare a very powerful shot. That should have been a corner, I feel like. It graces the leg of Diogo Costa, but hits the side netting so close for Croatia. That was their best chance so far. It is a corner, yeah. Let's see now. Modric is going to have to put in this cross into the box. Could be a chance for Croatia. I believe it's their first corner, honestly. Modric is going to play it short. And now who puts in the cross? Modric, that's a bad cross. Oh, but the shot still goes through. Just wide. By Vlasic. Anshu asks, how do you stay up to date on so many football players? How many leagues do you follow, watch, and how many international teams do you follow? Honestly, like the only leagues that I watch on a regular basis are the Argentinian and the Premier League. I watch Serie A and La Liga on occasions. Like honestly, I want to watch more of the Bundesliga, but don't have enough time, and I don't also find a lot of streaming services. Like the Bundesliga is often overlooked here in Argentina, which I find kind of blasphemous because I believe it's one of the most entertaining leagues. Like obviously it's not entertaining to see Bayern winning every time, but the battle for every other position in the table is usually very entertaining, and the matches are usually high scoring in the Bundesliga. Besides that, I watch a lot of football YouTube. I'm gonna be honest, like watching guys like Michael, like Jack from Deadball TV, Magwell and whatnot, making content on football as a whole, being on social media, Have Hope as well, and yeah, just being on Twitter and Instagram a lot just keeps me up to date. Like my feed makes sure that I am up to date with football news all over the world, and after that, I just like studying like national teams. Like whenever an international tournament comes around, I like to know as much as I possibly can about every national team, where their players come from. I guess I'm just a massive nerd. That's the best explanation I can give. Has Cancelo won all his tackles? Let me confirm that for you, because that is quite literally one click away from me. Joao Cancelo has the most defensive contributions with 7, and has won. Actually, he's won 5 out of 8 of his ground duels and 1 out of 2 of his aerial duels. So That is not even close to winning all of his duels, but he's had the most defensive contributions on out of anybody in this match. Ronaldo once again appearing outside of the box and pivoting back. Vitinha tries to make a hero run and gets dispossessed, but Portugal recover the ball. That's a foul, says the ref. It's a Lucky busy merchant. You see, Furmov gave him a high rating because he's had the most touches of the ball in this game. And it's like, okay, and what has he done with those touches? Because he's the one who's had the ball the most, and Portugal has created nothing. I'm sorry. I'm starting to believe that Luis Enrique makes Vitinha look a lot better than he actually is. I cannot believe that Vitinha versus Pedri was at one point a conversation. Vitinha was getting unironic Ballon d'Or shouts. Ooh, Sucic. What can Maturina do? Is he gonna pass it to Perisic? He is. Shutalo with the cross. Oh, Maturina. Is that in? That is a goal! That is a goal for Croatia! Oh my god! Perisic, of course! We were doubting putting Perisic as the left back. And now he's giving Croatia the lead out of nowhere. Out of absolutely nowhere. I agree, Albert. That is a fa moment if I've ever seen one. Portugal caught lacking at the back. Stanisic with the cross goes past absolutely everybody. The Portugal defense is too focused on the strikers trying to fill in the box. And as the cross goes over their heads, Ivan Perisic appears on the far post and slots his shot under Diogo Costa in between the legs to give Croatia the lead. Mr. Happy, thank you so much for joining the stream, and what a timing that is as Croatia take the lead against Portugal out of nowhere, out of absolutely nowhere. Like, Croatia probably had their best chance of the game, to be fair, at the start of this half, and Portugal hadn't created anything either. But like, who could have seen that coming based on how Croatia was playing? Can't get much better than this day. Oh my god. Bobby Martinez needs to make something happen, Albert, because it's not looking good. And the guys that play for Portugal need to start putting their balls on the table, because I'm sorry, Leao not taking that shot at the very start of the second half is crazy to me. Like, how are you supposedly one of the best left wingers in the world and not take that shot when you're wide open? I think you need Felix in. You need Joao Felix in. Something needs to happen. Albert, I'm gonna be honest, Bernardo Silva is not the solution to this. You need somebody like Felix, you need somebody like Consensao. Silva is not fixing this game. Okay. Oh, that is a poor clearance? No, that is great, actually. Croatia playing out of the press amazingly. And now they have a 4-on-4. Oh, and here comes Vlasic once again, going up against Nuno Mendes. Susic. Oh, back for Vlasic. Is that a bit too long? Vlasic squares it into the middle. It's two. It's two. It's offside. It's offside. Is it offside? I want to see that again. I think it was, actually. I think the pass for Susic for Vlasic was offside. Just barely. Let me see it. Let's see the replay. Oh, that is very clearly offside. It's not even close. Very clearly offside. I was gonna say that would have been a nice bucket challenge if I've ever seen one. A cold shower for Portugal if that had stood. Okay. Calma. Calma. Portugal are rattled. They looked groggy. They are one punch away from hitting the octagonal once again. One kick to the face of being face planting into the octagonal. Like, oh my god, bro. Leo. Ooh, crossbar. Oh my god, Leo. Oh my god. That one was Portugal needed. Imagine that would have been an absolute screamer. Another cross into the box, saved by Livakovic. Oh my god, Leo. That was almost it. So incredibly close. What a missile. I think that the goal is still moving after that one. Still shaking. No shot. Bro. Leo almost stepped up right there. He put in his big boy pints, finally. Oh, but Portugal are again exposed at the back. And Vlasic, is he gonna have a shot? No, he finds Perisic once again on the side. Is Perisic gonna have a look? Saved by Costa. Susic almost makes it too. Oh my god, let's look at this shot from Leao once again. Clank. It was on the underside of the bar too. So incredibly close. But how Portugal is tracking back is horrendous. It's reminding me of Ecuador last night. Croatia are catching them on the counter now over and over. And now it's anybody's game. Maturina with the cross gets cleared away. Modric heads it in. Matanovic cannot control it. Is that going to be a foul by Modric? It is. And now it's a yellow card for Luka. Dude, like Albert, how are they tracking back so poorly? Again. Is that 4 substitutions? Am I seeing this right? Are those 4 subs coming in? Arara, this is not. Thank you so much for joining. This is not a hate watch. We're not hate watching Ronaldo, okay? I I kind of agree, Anshu. I think that Modric is doing more harm than good to Croatia right now. Especially if Croatia is going to be playing on the counter. I would be fine if they subbed in somebody like Pasalic. Oh, that is a good ball. Cristiano. There it is. There it is. He didn't hit the Sui, but it doesn't matter. Is it offside? It's offside. Really? He was about to hit the Sui. Is it really offside? They're looking everywhere. I don't think it was offside. That finish from Ronaldo had been so cold. He's on. He's on. He's on. It's gonna be the equalizer for Portugal. He's on. Chad, he's on. That has to be 1-1. Chad, he's on. I swear he's on. That had been a cold finish. That first touch to control it and then tap it in over Livakovic. I swear he's on. I swear Ronaldo is on. I swear that's the equalizer. I swear that's what Portugal needed. how long are you gonna take? It's automatic offside. Like he's either on or he's not, but I think he is. That from that angle, it definitely looked like he was onside. That looked onside to me too, Albert. And they're making the substitutions first. They're taking this time to make the substitutions. Conceição, Bernardo Silva, Gonzalo Ramos. And who is the number 2? Dude, it must be really close if they're taking this long. The number 2, Nelson Semedo. So they're subbing out Pedro Neto, Vitinha. Dude, Vitinha, absolute fraud this game so far. The fact that he's being subbed out shows you enough. What are they saying? Are they showing the replay? Oh, he's offside by half a shoulder. He's off by half a shoulder. No shot. He's off by half a shoulder. That is like the Lautaro offside against Saudi Arabia. Vitinha, Bruno, Cancelo, and Pedro Neto subbed out. That is insane. In Bernardo Silva, Nelson Semedo, Gonzalo Ramos, and Conceição. Those are some psycho subs from Roberto Martinez. And Croatia has given away a corner for free. I swear, if Portugal score from this, that is disastrous for Croatia because they gave up a corner under zero pressure. Yeah, you definitely can, Anshu. You can make all the subs you want in one window. You're not entitled to make less than that. Cancelo and Vitinha, I agree. And Pedro Neto as well. Sure, subbing out Bruno is crazy. Subbing out Bruno is crazy. That had been a good chance for Leao once again. Nobody cleared away that corner, and Leao failed to hit the target. I'm sorry, how can you sub out Bruno? No, you have maximum 3 sub windows, but you can make as many substitutions as you want in any window. I don't understand what Nelson Semedo and Gonzalo Ramos are supposed to do if you're not having delivery. Like, what is the argument for subbing out Bruno for Gonzalo Ramos, for example? Cool, you have another striker. Exactly, I thought Bruno was undroppable. Like, Vitinha, Pedro Neto, and Cancelo being subbed out makes complete sense. But Bruno? Subbing out Bruno is crazy. And who's your playmaker now? Silva? Conceição? Oh, they're appealing for a penalty. Is that a pen on Renato Vega? Oh, Vlasic may have fouled Renato Vega there. He's going to the monitor. I think that's going to be a penalty for Portugal. Nobody had asked for it, but I think that Vlasic is just tackling. Like, that's a pen. I'm sorry. That has to be a pen. That has to be a pen because at no point is Renato Vega. Okay, Renato Vega does dive. Renato Vega does dive, but after he's already being prevented from reaching the ball. That has to be a pen. Like, then Renato Vega tries to oversell it. But Vlasic definitely grabs onto him and prevents him from getting to the ball. That's going to be a pen. That's going to be a pen. Yeah, Anshu, I don't understand how Dalic hasn't made subs yet. I agree, that is a pen. That is a pen. Penalty for Portugal. This is a chance they needed. After Ronaldo was offside by half a shoulder on his equalizer, Cristiano Ronaldo with the chance to score his first ever World Cup knockout goal. Although HH is gonna say hashtag we don't do pens and also the round of 32 doesn't count. Although it totally counts. If that's a pen, and it is, there should be 10 every game. The problem is that most of the times it's both players grabbing each other, and that is not a foul. But this time Renato Veiga was trying to get to the ball, and at no point he grabs Blasic. So that's 100% a pen. But I agree, like that happens inside the box all the time. 67 minutes. Ronaldo with a chance to make history for Portugal, and he does. It's 1-0. Sui. And it's 1-0. And Cristiano Ronaldo scores his first ever World Cup knockout goal. Hashtag we don't do pens. Of course, HH will write any Mbappe goal. But right now, Portugal are given a lifeline because before this, it didn't seem like they had a chance of equalizing. Of course, round of 32 counts. It's a knockout game. If you lose, you're out. That counts as a knockout game. Right down the middle. And what happens now? What happens now? Oi, oi, oi. I don't understand why Dalic isn't making any substitutions. I really don't. Is it gonna be a hydration break? Like, why is Dalic not making any substitutions? It's beyond me. Like, the substitutions by Roberto Martinez, some of them didn't make any sense. But, like, how? Spoke too soon about Ronaldo. Is it really that hard to say for have hope? No, but I guess HH just kind of stuck as a nickname. What happens now, Chad? Let me see. What is? I'm sure HH has tweeted. Surely he said something. Does it count? Yes, it counts. Yeah, 14 replies on the Twitter where he just says, does it count? Next narrative, he hasn't scored from open play in World Cup knockouts. Hashtag we do pens, hashtag we need pens. What do you, somebody wrote way too much celebration on that. What do you mean? You expect him not to celebrate an equalizer in a knockout game? He says hashtag we do pens. This is good. Have hope is rolls off the tongue better than HH, but you know, I don't think it's a nickname. A hater central saying just go middle if you cannot place it. True to everybody who missed penalties at this World Cup, dude, just go middle. Okay, the cross caught by Diogo Costa. We're back, Chad. Final 18 minutes of this game. Finally, another substitution for Croatia, and it's Baturinas being subbed out for Pasalic. Like, what are you doing? Get Modric off the pitch. Like, I love Modric, but it's impossible to sustain this. Croatia needs some legs in the midfield. Albert, you cannot count an offside goal. That's more shameless than counting the Bluetooth goal in Qatar. You cannot count the offside goal. Listen, it's offside. Otherwise, I'm going to count Lautaro's goal in the 2022 World Cup against Saudi Arabia. And I'm going to say that we haven't lost that game. Is that Drake? Chad, Drake just watched Cristiano Ronaldo score his first ever World Cup knockout goal. Oh, 100% he had money on Ronaldo scoring. Drake just made 50k at least. Oh, Leao with the sticky taka gets brought back down to earth. Not a foul. And Croatia recover the ball. Can they launch a counter attack? If they're smart about this, Portugal is leaving themselves exposed once again. That's a 5-on-5, soon to be a 5-on-6. And Susic gets dispossessed, but Portugal don't know how to play out from the back. All right, Modric, show what you've got, Unk. Oh my god, that's a shot. Oh, what a save by Diogo Costa, still in play. Vlasic with the cross. Perisic, Kovacic. Diogo Costa again. Oh my god. Diogo Costa with 2 saves on Kovacic back to back. Oh my god, Diogo. Oh lord. That first save was insane. Or did it hit the post? Oh, that was the Diogo and the post. And then on the volley, that was going headed for the crossbar, it seemed. But just in case, Diogo Costa with 2 insane saves to keep Portugal in it. That volley from Kovacic was clean. Oh my days. And now Modric has to deliver this cross. That is a good cross. But the header goes over the crossbar. And Portugal are still in it. Oh my god, that would have been a cold shower. Can Cristiano control that ball? No, he cannot. Okay, Modric showing the class once again. Maybe I should just shut up. And Croatia coming once again. Is that gonna be another cross? Oh, oh, Matanovic. Oh, Matanovic. Oh, Matanovic. Oh, Costa again. Costa again. Matanovic actually found space there. The second half has been 100 times better than the first half. I agree, Mats. Matanovic somehow found space there. But what a save by Costa again. Modric gonna play this one short. Oh my god, is somebody gonna put in the cross? Bro, to put in the cross like that, just deliver the corner kick. What are we doing? Oh my god, this second half, bro. Stanisic telling them to chill. He's not gonna go over to the box though. 13 minutes to go, plus whatever stoppage time we see. Stanisic with the cross. Oh, Portugal looking very frail at the moment. Can Leao control that? Yes, he can. No, he cannot. Gets dispossessed by Stanisic. It seems like it's Croatia's time all of a sudden. This is like the most Croatia has had the ball in the entire game. Not even in their goal they had this much possession. Perisic with the cross. That pass from Luka to Perisic was insane, by the way. Like I apologize to Luka Modric. Like I underestimated you once again, LM10. And now suddenly Croatia on the front foot after conceding an equalizer. As crazy as that sounds. I don't know if that's the right play by Modric, but he makes it work. Oh, Modric understands everything. That is an amazing play. Let's see what Perisic can do now. Perisic with the cross once again. Cleared away by Semedo. Leao. Cristiano trying to play for Leao. No, Croatia are very much awake. This is their time suddenly. Portugal. Yeah, Cristiano telling them to calma, calma. They need everybody to relax. I mean, Cristiano is dropping deep because he sees that his team is in desperate need of somebody to recover the ball and push it away from the box. That's gonna be a foul. No foul, says the ref. That was poor decision making by Levakovic, I feel like. Okay, Roberto preparing the last substitution for Portugal. Has Gonzalo Ramos even touched the ball? Being serious, I don't recall Gonzalo Ramos touching the ball yet. What a tense game all of a sudden. Croatia almost won it in two opportunities and they could win it now! And they could win it now! Is that onside? I believe it is! Susic, oh my days! Is offside. It is offside. That's what I was asking. I thought it was offside. There was no way he was that alone and was. Is he offside? Is he offside? I want to see that again. Is he offside? It looked just slightly off. It looked just slightly off. Last substitution is gonna be Ruben Neves coming on for Cristiano. Chat. CR7 is out of the game for Ruben Neves. I'm in shock. I mean, I guess now you play with Gonzalo Ramos as your sole striker, which stylistically and tactically makes more sense than whatever Portugal was doing before this. But like, I guess this is kind of like undoing your error from before. I think that subbing on Gonzalo Ramos wasn't the solution. And now that you have two strikers on the box, it's like, well, now one of my strikers is not doing much, which was Gonzalo Ramos, but you're not gonna sub out Gonzalo Ramos after subbing him in. So you kind of have to sub out Ronaldo. That still feels so wrong. Like, I don't care that he's 41 and he was not providing much for the team or what the team needed at the moment. Ronaldo is just kind of that guy that you don't sub out, right? And yeah, Portugal are out of subs, although the game is about to end, and during extra time you get another sub. They are showing. They didn't show the replay for the offside, but they did show it in the screen of the stadium, and it seemed like Susic was also a shoulder offside. So I guess it kind of balances out. But Portugal still look very frail, and if there's anybody on the driver's seat at the end of this game, it's Croatia. If it's penalties to win the game and you subbed out Cristiano Ronaldo, that's gonna raise a lot of eyebrows on Roberto Martinez. I mean, and right now, Portugal are playing like it, Mr. Krabs. For the entire game, honestly, they play like it. They had a few moments where they looked good, but had Portugal, like, had Vlasic not committed that foul inside the box on Vega, I don't know how Portugal score. I'm gonna be honest. Like, Croatia seemed to have this game under control. Even though Portugal created more chances than Croatia, Portugal were not clinical. Simple as that. And they didn't have a lot of ideas on what to do after the Croatia's goal. Okay, Susic was off by a shoulder and his entire head, so it wasn't as close as the other one. No Ronaldo and no Bruno for penalties, exactly. Semedo trying to play out from the back. He's playing with fire here. He somehow gets the ball to João Neves. And here comes Nuno Mendes trying to make something happen. He forgets the ball behind him. Blasic cannot catch him though. Leao? What is Leao gonna do? Put in a cross. What? I don't understand. Like, why are we putting in a cross for Consensao? Seriously, you sub out Cristiano Ronaldo and you're putting in crosses. What are we doing? Like, surely now that Ronaldo is off, you play through the middle and down with the ball down to feet, right? Instead of putting in crosses, surely. Surely you were putting in crosses because CR7 was there, not because you don't know how to do anything but putting in crosses. Boy, oh boy, 5 minutes to go. Is there gonna be a winner before extra time? Croatia has looked better at the end of the game, but you cannot rule out Portugal. Croatia gonna try to press a little bit more. But yeah, if the press is the organized like that, João Neves is gonna have an easy time playing out from the back. Dude, João Neves is doing exactly the same as Vitinha is. I'm gonna be honest, just because they play together. Oh, that is really good from João Neves. See? Consensao, what can he do? Consensao rebound and it's gonna be a corner. Dude, just because Vitinha and João Neves play together for PSG and they make it work, I don't think they should play together for Portugal. They do it the exact same thing. When Vitinha is on, the ball doesn't get to João Neves, but when Vitinha is off, João Neves catches the ball and he does exactly the same thing. Okay, corner for Portugal. They've looked horrible for the entire game, honestly, but especially horrible over the last 20 minutes after they equalized. Can they find something else out of this set piece? Cross comes into the box. That is great. Ooh, the header goes wide by Renato Veiga. That was it. He didn't get a full header on it. He beat. I keep getting that guy's name wrong, like the number 3, Pongracic. I'm never gonna remember Pongracic's name. Like I swear, I have barely heard anything from him. He does beat Pongracic on the air, but doesn't get a full head into that ball. Bro, how is Gonzalo Ramos gassed out? He came in 20 minutes ago. 25. He came on 25 minutes ago. How is he gassed out? Nobody's pressing on Portugal. What is going on? It looks like they are all 41. Stanisic. Oh, that is amazing by Susic. Oh, Susic. Oh my god. Cross in. No, how did he miss that? How did Pasalic miss that? I cannot believe Pasalic missed that. Amazing control, an amazing cross by Susic. Pasalic on the far post. How did Pasalic miss that header to the far post of Diogo Costa? That is insane. That was the most perfect cross. You are not gonna find an easier header to land than that one. And it goes wide of the goal. That was the winner right there and then for Croatia. Dude, Croatia are wasting a lot of chances in this endgame. Like in the first half, where nothing was happening, you could say that Portugal were marginally better. I think that Croatia have been a lot better than Portugal this second half. One minute plus stoppage time. And we're headed to extra time. Livakovic is gonna have to play long. Ooh, Croatia playing with fire. You're gonna have to play long. Yeah, there's no way out of that one. Chat, the drama. What is gonna happen now? How much stoppage time are we gonna get? Leao. Nuno Mendes with the overlap. Decide to play down the middle. Croatia defending while Portugal tried to make something happen with Leao. Leao 1 foot to the other. 10 minutes of stoppage time, dear lord. Nuno Mendes. That's gonna be a corner for Portugal. Portugal with a corner. João Neves to put this one inside the box. João Neves with the cross. It's a great cross, but the header is not. It's wide by Ruben Diaz. I swear that Portugal has won just about every aerial duel. Now you're subbing in Bardiol? Vlasic for Bardiol, by the way. So Croatia going to a back 5, I suppose. It's the only thing that makes sense. Either that or Perisic is now a winger. That actually makes more sense. Perisic being a winger, and it's still a back four. Yeah, Bardiol not starting was a surprise. But now you saw him on, I guess, yeah, just keep Perisic as the winger, and you move to a back four again. I mean, yeah, I guess Slatko Dalic's plan has worked, and it's just that Vlasic failed him by fouling. Oh, Leo, is there gonna be a pen? It's not a pen, says the ref. It's not a pen, says the ref. Everyone in Portugal is appealing for a penalty on Leao. I wanna take another look at that. Portugal in possession once again. Leao. Leao is making things happen though. They do look gassed out. They do look completely gassed out. But Croatia is full on defending suddenly. Leao, what are you gonna do? Puts in a cross. What? It worked! Cross and inshallah actually works. Gonzalo Ramos with the dagger. Insane. Insane. It didn't seem like anything would happen. Actually, cross and inshallah. And manshallah, Portugal are through to the round of 16. Bro, and Bardiol is the one who loses him? Pongracic is also to blame, but really, Bardiol has just come on and he's the one to lose Gonzalo Ramos? Dude, obviously Martinez is losing it because he was proven right. Like, he was proven right for subbing Gonzalo Ramos on and subbing Ronaldo off. Now he looks like a genius, even though the entire game he's been on the back foot. Oh, you gotta feel bad for Croatia because for the last 25 minutes, they've been the better team. And what now? They need another miracle. They need another Croatia moment. That's insane. They're still not giving the order to resume play. Like, what are they checking? Okay, Kramaric subbed in for Kovacic. Okay, yeah. Play on. Kramaric on for Kovacic. New striker onto the box. Oh, Croatia, can you put in a cross now? Clear the way. Chad, we still have 5 minutes of this game. Because you know that they are adding 1 or 2 minutes because of the celebrations of the goal. This is not plus 10, this is like plus 11 or 12. Yeah, everything on the kitchen sink at Portugal for that equalizer. This is not over yet. What is Susic gonna do? Susic for Perisic. Perisic is all open. That's a free cross, but he doesn't put it in at first. He stutters. Ooh, into the middle, cleared away. Jesus Christ. Just put the ball away. Yeah, Consensao. Good job. But the ball is still on Croatia. Nuno, boot it away. And now everybody's celebrating every clearance. That's not a foul, but Leao is going to try to push forward Ramos. Consensao with the hoopty loops. Consensao almost giving Nuno Mendes some trouble there. But Portugal are going to keep some of the ball to waste a minute or two. Costa is going to have to play this one long, yep. Keep the ball away from Croatia for as long as possible. Yellow for who? For Perisic? What did Perisic do? What did Perisic even do? Who did Perisic even foul? Oh, Perisic, are you dumb or are you stupid? How are you gonna foul Ruben Diaz when you don't even have the ball when you're losing? Are you for real? I mean, we have 2 more minutes, but I feel like it's gonna be 3 or 4 based on the celebrations of the goal. The second half has been a lot better than the first. And it's not just about the goals, like it has been a lot more intense in general. The drama, man. Perisic with another cross. He's the defender, and that's gonna be a corner. Like, why are they appealing for handball if, like, why are they complaining to the ref? It's a corner anyway. Like, a corner or a free kick from that position is essentially the same thing. Is Livakovic not gonna go up? No, Modric is gonna put in the cross. The ball is still inside the box. Penalty! He gave a pen! No! He didn't give a pen? What is he signaling? Oh my god, I thought he gave a pen. No, he gave a goal kick. I thought he was pointing at the spot. Oh, that almost gave me a heart attack. I thought he was pointing at the spot. He was just saying goal kick. Bro, Albert, I thought it was a pen too. But based on the... But yeah, because the ref pointed at the spot, no? The ref pointed at the spot, but he was saying goal kick. Okay, there's 30 seconds left, but I feel like surely the ref added more time due to the goal and everything, right? If not, this is the last ball of the game. Modric, possibly his last touch at a World Cup, unless Croatia makes something happen here. Perisic on the inside. Do or die for Croatia here. Susic, not gonna put in the cross. He tries to find Modric. Modric can kick. No, he cannot keep it in play. That's gonna be a goal kick. Susic kind of overcomplicating that one. Trying to play it for Modric. And Modric trying to keep it in play is most likely his last touch at a World Cup and with a Croatia shirt. Like I said, unless they added more time due to the goal celebrations, this is it. What a game we've seen either way. The ref still doesn't blow his whistle. Like I said, I think he's given one more chance because we lost at least a minute. I think 2, but at least a minute on the celebrations of the goal alone. But Portugal are going to have the ball. Here comes Semedo. Yeah, just keep the ball there and it's your game. Oh, Consensao is going to have a third. Ooh, Consensao trying to have a look. Just wide of the post. Almost a third for Portugal. Is the game gonna end? Not yet. We're going up against the 12 minute. The game doesn't end yet. Oh god. Oh goodness. Perisic. Pasalic. Oh, Perisic. Saved by Costa. That's it. Surely that's it. Saved by Costa. Surely that's it. Surely that was the last chance. Surely that was it. The ref still doesn't look at his watch. We're still playing. We're still playing. 12 minutes already. Is he gonna have a look? Play on. Croatia have one more. Oh my god. What is Kramaric doing there? Put it inside the box or they're gonna end it. Put it inside the box or they're gonna end it. Perisic, put it inside the box or they're ending the game. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. No shot. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. No flipping way. How? 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 That shouldn't be possible. It should be illegal to score a goal that late. It should be illegal to score a goal that late. Was it really Vardiol? Dude. I feel like it should have been over after 12 minutes. That's offside. That's offside. That's straight up offside. Pasalic is off. I think Pasalic is off. Oh, if you want to add another layer of drama, I think Pasalic is off. If you want to add another layer of drama, I feel like Pasalic is off. I feel like it should have been done at 12 minutes too, Albert. I feel like 13 was excessive. Surely the goal celebrations didn't last that long. But I think that Pasalic is off before squaring it to the middle for Vardiol. He's going to the monitor. Why does he need to go to the monitor? If it's offside, it's just... They tell him, right? Oh, they need to check if they touched on a Portuguese defender? It's off. Matanovic definitely touches it. It's offside. It's offside. Matanovic touches it with his head. Because if not, if the Perisic cross is going straight to Pasalic, it's not off. But Matanovic heads it in, and Pasalic is off. It's gonna be disallowed. Oh my god, the eruption is gonna be crazy. Look at the Croatian players, dude. Falling to their knees. It's undeniable, like... Matanovic clearly touched the ball. You can see it in the telemetry of the ball too. And Pasalic is very obviously offside. You cannot get more dramatic than that. It cannot get more dramatic than that. And the game should be over. Like, there was no more time. Like, the ref had given way too much time already. Oh, that's has to stink if you're Croatia. But what a relief for Portugal. Greatest sport in the world. There's no other way around it. In no other sport you're gonna have that much drama at the end of the game with so much in stake. The Croatians are absolutely fuming, and understandably so, but they have to admit that that's offside. Like, this is a very understandable reaction, but they have to admit that that's off. There's no way around it. And I think the game is over after Diogo Costa takes the free kick. I think everybody understood what that lady on the stand said. No need to lip read that one. They're covering their mouths, ref. I mean, you don't need automatic offside to realize that that's offside. The only question was if Matanovic touched the ball, and he clearly did. Oh my god, like the scenes. Oh my god, it's actually like Bluetooth that Matanovic touched the ball right there. It doesn't get more dramatic than that. The scenes of scoring a last minute goal to stay in the World Cup, to then have it disallowed and have the other team celebrate it instead. The game is not over. Is it over now? They clear it away. Portugal is going to have the ball. Surely the game ends after this. I've been saying the game surely ends now for like 8 minutes now. That's it. It's over. Portugal are through to the round of 16 in probably the most dramatic ending we've seen in the knockout stages so far. Croatia and Luka Modric are out, but Portugal and Cristiano Ronaldo are moving on. And it doesn't get more dramatic than that. Gonzalo Ramos in the 93rd minute with the winner. Croatia seemed to have found the equalizer in the 102nd minute, 130 if we're being honest, only to have it disallowed for offside. It was not convincing from Portugal. For a lot of that game, it seemed like they had no idea how to break through. It seemed like they had no idea what to do in the offense. Croatia find a goal through Perisic. Portugal drawing a penalty after a corner that gets them back into the game. Cristiano Ronaldo's first World Cup knockout goal. After that, Croatia look a lot better, but don't manage to capitalize on it. As we see Ronaldo and Modric share a moment and some words. Only for Gonzalo Ramos to break the hearts of all the Croatians. And yeah, surely his last World Cup, surely his last tournament for Croatia too, most likely his last ever game in a Croatia shirt. And it ends in the most dramatic and gut-wrenching of fashions. And everybody's going to hug him because they know what it means. Kovacic cannot believe what just happened. He had also scored a goal that was offside. And he also had two incredible opportunities saved by Diogo Costa. And when it seemed like they had found the equalizer to stay alive in the game and force extra time, technology steps in. The telemetry of the ball demonstrates that Matanovic touched the ball and Pasalic is offside. Albert, your goat lives on. And now he has to play the baby goat in Jamal. Now he has to play Spain. We have an Iberian derby in the round of 16. That's gonna be a banger. That is the game of the round of 16 by far. It's not even close. I mean, you also have England Mexico, I suppose. That is also an insane game, but like it doesn't get much bigger than Portugal Spain in the World Cup knockouts. Well, boys, I'm super happy that I decided to do this watch along and that you guys voted on it because honestly, this was absolute cinema. The World Cup is the best tournament in the history of football. International football lives on. What a dramatic end for Croatia, and what a relief for Portugal that are now thinking about Spain. Shoo lives on, Mats. Anyway, Albert, Mats, Mr. Krabs, everybody, Arara, like freaking everybody. Alex before she had to leave. Um, the other guy who came in just to hate watch. Well, Arara was hate watching Day Street. And Anshu, thank you to everybody for joining the stream. It's been really fun. Portugal are through, Croatia are out. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Argentina against Cabo Verde for a spot in the round of 16. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe out in that crazy world. And yeah, the World Cup is the best tournament ever. Thank you so much. See you next time. Peace out.